During our most recent trip to Cancun, we were looking for an excursion that was close to our resort in the hotel zone, but wouldn't take all day, and we didn't really want a boat tour. So we decided to book the taco tour in Puerto Morelos through Viator.com. And we chose this particular tour because of how short it was, also how close it was to the Sun Palace. And the other thing I love about Viator.com is once you start looking through the excursions, they actually have ratings. So most of them have ratings, and this particular one did get a badge of excellence, had 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I also read through all of the reviews, so I did have an idea what to expect ahead of time. Booking with Viator is also easy, which is another reason why I use them pretty much exclusively now whenever I travel to book excursions. And this one was only $36 a person. It included transportation, the tacos, tequila tasting, and the tour of Puerto Morelos. The communication from the tour company was amazing as well. They called me the day before to confirm all of the details and to let me know what time the driver would meet us in the lobby. Now, one thing I have started doing when I do book excursions like this is I don't opt to take the transportation that they provide, because I know that that means we are going to be picking up a lot of other people and it's going to add a lot of time to the excursion. However, we did want to record for the channel and make a video and get the full experience. So we were picked up from the Sun Palace right on time from the transportation company. And yes, just like I thought, we did pick up some other passengers. We were pretty much the last stop, so it didn't add too much time. Also, the van was a little bit on the older side, so it was a little bit of a bumpy ride. So at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you some other ideas to get around this. So we were the only ones on the tour bus going on the taco tour. Everybody else was going on a snorkeling tour, so we were the first ones to get off, and they took us over to where we had to register and where the tour would get started. Once we got checked in, our tour started pretty much right away, which was great. So we didn't have to wait really long. And again, it was just us. So Alberto was our tour guide, and we got basically a private tour the entire time. And since it was just us, he kind of asked us, what it was we were looking to do, what we wanted to start with. So we decided to start with the taco part first. It was very hot that day, as to be expected, at the end of June, in the middle of the day. So they did provide an umbrella, which was great because as you're walking around, it did make it a little bit more comfortable. Right away, you notice Puerto Morelos has a much lower key vibe than, let's say, Playa Del Carmen. That's bigger, there's a lot more people, a lot more going on. However, it's still touristy in the sense that they are hoping and surviving on tourists who come to their town. So you will notice right away people trying to get you to buy their items and, get you into their shops, which you are going to find in any little town in the Cancun area. We did the tour on a Sunday around noon, so I was surprised that there were not more people around. I don't know if it was the time of day, maybe it was too hot, or if that's just the nature of Puerto Morelos, which really seemed to be the case, that it has a much slower vibe. In fact, the place where we did the taco tasting, we were the only ones there. So it was a little uncomfortable. They did explain that it was because we were on the earlier side. So they do have 2 different slots for this particular tour, a morning and an afternoon. So if you're looking for more of a group atmosphere, maybe choose the afternoon one. Now, I did love the area that they had the event. As you can see, the ceilings are lined with vines and greenery, and it's shaded, so it's very comfortable, but also very beautiful. And I really did like the look and the vibe of the restaurant as well. But as you can see, we are really the only ones there. Now, with the tour, you get 2 tacos, so that's it. Now, you can order other food if you want. We actually ate before we went, and drinks are not included, but we did decide to get some margaritas to have with the tacos. And expect to pay tourist prices for the drinks. So we wanted Patron, and the margaritas were $12 each. So this whole area, I'm pretty sure, is reserved for tourist tours, just like this. So they bring groups here, and the whole idea is to hope that you're going to spend money on other things, as you will see as we continue the tour. Part of the tour is they take you to this back area and give you more history about Puerto Morelos, which was very interesting. And I do have to say that this tour was very well organized, which is why they probably get the badge of excellence from Viator, and their tour guides are very knowledgeable. So they're telling you a lot of amazing history and facts about the town. One little thing I noted was in this area, there's a place where a woman is supposed to be making handmade tortillas, but she just happens to be on lunch break at that moment. But when you read the reviews, I think the woman is always on lunch break. I don't think there's an actual person in there. So they should either just put a real person there or just say that this is the area where they would make handmade tortillas. So in the next area, she brings you to a place where there's a lot of handmade art items, statues, wall hangings, and she goes over the history behind the materials that they use, the artisans, the meanings. So it is really fascinating. However, the whole goal obviously is to get you to purchase some things. And there were a lot of really interesting things there to purchase. Now, I usually only do a carry-on, so that doesn't leave me a lot of room to buy things when I visit Cancun. So I usually do not. And I did not buy anything this time. I just know that is definitely part of the goal. So even though you're only spending $36 a person, the hope is that you're going to purchase some of the items that they're talking about during the tour. And then it ends with a tequila tasting, which is always fun. But again, they want you to buy a bottle of tequila to bring back with you. And since we only do a carry-on, we were not able to do that. They do have a lot of different types of tequilas, and they will let you try a lot of different ones as well if you're looking to bring back a bottle of tequila from Mexico. And Alberto picks you back up and starts walking you back towards the marina while giving you a lot more history and facts about Puerto Morelos. So really did love that personalized feeling. And even when the group is booked, I think there's only 4 to 6 people in the group. So you're always going to have that intimate feeling with this tour. So of course, I have to impart some of the knowledge that I learned during this tour. And I was surprised to find out that Puerto Morelos is considered one of the best kept secrets in the Cancun area. And it's actually broken into 2 separate town areas. So this area is the seaside section, which is only 4 blocks wide and about 15 blocks in length, so very small. But then there's another side on the other side of the highway that also has some local fare and local shops. And it's really easy to go between the two, and it's separated by a mangrove. Now, this particular mangrove is very important, and they protect it and preserve it at all costs because it is part of the ecosystem to the barrier reef, which runs along the shores of Puerto Morelos, which is a part of the larger reef that runs the length of the Yucatan Peninsula, which is the 2nd largest barrier reef in the world. So a lot of people will come to the town, then from the marina, they just take a short boat ride and they can enjoy maybe some of the best snorkeling that they've ever seen. After learning more about Puerto Morelos from Alberto, I definitely wish I would have booked the snorkeling tour since that's really what they're known for. In fact, in the description, I will put the link to this tour, the taco tour, along with other Puerto Morelos snorkeling tours from viator.com that get really good ratings. But I definitely would combine it with exploring the town as well, whether it's through a tour like this or if they offer some other tour with the snorkeling excursion. Now, if it's your first time visiting Cancun, I wouldn't necessarily put Puerto Morelos at the top of the list of things you must see. While I loved our little adventure there, I think things more like Isla Mujeres, Cozumel, Chichen Itza, a cenote should be more at the top of the list. And then Puerto Morelos is great for people like us who have been to Cancun many different times, just looking for something different to get off the resort and explore the area a little bit more. The tour did not take nearly the time that it was allotted for because it was just the 2 of us. So instead of waiting for the shared transportation, which could have been a few more hours, we decided to get our own transportation back to the resort. Alberto helped us get a taxi, and I would probably do that again in the future if I was going to come to Puerto Morelos. Rather than take the shared transportation and wait for it, I would just get my own to Puerto Morelos and back. And if you've been to Puerto Morelos, maybe you've taken this tour or one of the snorkeling tours, I would love to hear your experiences in the comments section below. I do respond to all comments and questions. I hope you found this tour of Puerto Morelos helpful. And if you did, please like and subscribe and keep following us at 3 Days and 3 Noches, where we keep bringing you honest, to the point travel tips, information, reviews about the destinations that we go to and show you can have an amazing vacation in a really short amount of time.